Hello, this is Lex from Dead Gentry on one of our treasure hunts at a local warehouse swap meet. So coming up here, you'll see a yellow velvet chair worth about $100, mid-century, mid-20th century piece. Beautiful braided wicker set. Could be actually more valuable than what I have it written out there. I didn't stop to look, but I noticed that there was also a table. So could be a little bit more valuable than what I first appraised and quoted it up at the top there with the text. Here we see some little metal trinket boxes. These are faux gems. These are not real. These are not even good paste stones. So made to look like something more collectible that would be worth more money. And then as I'm walking through the art, the little Thomas Kincaid, that is not even a very good print. And then moving forward, I did notice a numbered and signed print of Sea Lion Rock. So that one, I think I went ahead. I don't remember if I purchased it or not this day, but I do remember taking the time to look at it. There it is. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful watercolor and ink. But again, the frame, the print itself. So that's the print price. In that frame, again, it would be worth a little bit more. It's framed behind glass. But if you found just the print by itself, that would be the evaluation. Checking some more metal frames here. Never pass up checking metal frames. I found Tiffany, sterling silver and beautiful pieces that are frames. So there's Baccarat frames worth hundreds of dollars that look like glass but are actually lead crystal. Definitely worth checking out photo frames. Down here I noticed these little metal trivets. The trivets they were, again, fake. They weren't a good metal. They weren't heavy. They weren't durable. Set those back on the shelf. Here's another fake piece I wanted to show you. Made to look like something maybe like Fitz and Floyd, but absolutely not. Notice the poor coloring. This is made in China. Not well painted, kind of a strange form. So you get an idea of what a fake could look like. A lot of glass. Again, this was a faux plate set. So done in the style of something more valuable, very contemporary. But again, I think that one was like Threshold from Target or something like that. Just kind of scanning the shelves here. I didn't actually find that much on this hunt. And the pieces I found, this was funny. Statement piece for real though, right? Like if you're a knight who needs an ice bucket, I guess, for your barware table with black velvet. Anyway, moving on. When I went to this warehouse, it was more to look for large marble slabs for someone's kitchen. Here's some Fitz and Floyd. Unfortunately, this Fitz and Floyd piece here was very badly damaged, so I was not able to purchase it. See all the breaks and the mends? Always check. That piece I thought was pretty. That was a world market piece, not a Fitz and Floyd, but very contemporary, fun for the summer. Definitely worth, I think they had like maybe $5 or $8 on it or something. Definitely worth picking up if you're into that sort of thing. Even though it's not much, like, it's not vintage and super collectible yet. I did grab that beautiful little painted bottle for a project I have going in my garden shed, where I like to start a lemon balm in water so that they grow roots, So I thought that would be a cute bottle for that. Not a valuable bottle, though. Just pretty, just something I thought I'd like to pick up. As I was saying, this day was more about looking for some large slabs of marble and maybe some kitchen fixtures. This particular warehouse swap meet has construction grade materials that they gather through the year for the Precious Moments 40th anniversary piece there, a little evaluation of that piece. Some Precious Moments, especially the multiple figurals like that, are still pretty valuable. But yeah, I came here to look for, granite slabs and things, and thought I would just take a little video and give some evaluations for everyone while I was walking around. These bottles, never pass up bottles like these. I probably should have picked up more of them. Again, I wasn't there for that reason that day, and I wasn't sourcing, but these can be valuable. I think I picked up one simply because it said colic on it or something like that, which is fun, especially for vintage collectors who like the wording on the old apothecary style bottles and inkwells. But those vintage bottles can be very worth picking up, especially if you can get a lot of them inexpensively, like 5 or 6 pieces at a time or more. See where it says collect there? I just thought that was kind of quaint. And I know some collectors who will like to add that to certain shelves in their homes. So moving on, you could kind of see the iridescence in that bottle too, where it had the leftover material still inside of it, like residue, which I know collectors who actually buy older bottles for that like iridescent look that they have. A lot of books in this particular warehouse. I didn't look closely at them. I did scan them for first edition, things like Stephen King's. I'm very fast at that sort of thing. So I know it doesn't seem like I'm looking, but I am. Nothing of any real value through here. Always check the ornaments. See these bins of ornaments? I stopped, I looked. These were not valuable. They weren't glass. They weren't vintage. They were more contemporary. But those ornament bins that you see in things like thrift stores, always open those up and take a look inside. You never know what you're going to find. You can find beautiful, valuable, very worthwhile ornaments in those bins sometimes. So again, just scanning for first editions. You never know when you're going to come across a first edition Jaws or something like that. But this store was mostly contemporary at this time, and the older hardcover covers weren't in the best condition, really. I think they had been in here for quite a while and are pretty picked through by other collectors in the area. A lot of books, as you can see, a lot of books, and very well arranged. So they had it arranged by like fiction, literature, religion, gardening, cookbooks, right? Very helpful for shoppers. I love when thrift stores and vintage shops and even estate sales sometimes will take the time to do that. And it's just really, really helpful. It helps people find what they're looking for. See, it has little labels on all the shelves, which very cool. I actually might go back and get some gardening books. I don't know. I've been struggling in my garden this year, so side note, this isn't, this is my job, but it's not my only hobby. So my garden this year, I don't know, something with my snow peas where they kind of keeled over too early and dried out really fast. I think I might have just gotten bad seed stock, but maybe a good garden book could help me with that. Maybe there's something I need to add to the soil or something. I love snow peas. Now I'm just talking because I didn't find anything in the children's book section either to talk about. So for the purposes of the voiceover, I'll just tell you, I love a good stir fry. William makes an incredible stir fry. So I'll bring him like snow peas from my garden and he'll cook us up stir fry with like green beans and snow peas and carrots. It's amazing. Probably too salty, probably not very healthy, but it tastes really, really good. Always check children's book sections. You never know. Again, you could find a first edition Where the Wild Things Are, valuable books. First edition Shel Silverstein signed. I found those in thrift stores before. Very worth looking through the kids' book section. Not a lot of records there, not a lot of DVDs. So, and as I said, see, these are construction materials. This is what I actually came for. I was looking for a client who wanted me to see if there happened to be any granite in a certain color they were looking for, or possibly even any marble. And believe it or not, I have found high-grade construction materials like that here before. So I did take the time to stop and look. The sink, beautiful. Again, not what my client was looking for, but I hope someone gets it because that's a fun little piece, a freestanding iridescent basin sink and somehow half off. Fun tapestry pillow there. Tapestry pillows, again, can be worth quite a bit more. That one wasn't vintage and it wasn't from one of the more valuable lines, but vintage pieces and more valuable pieces can be worth hundreds for tapestry pillows. In the style of Tiffany, right? So not a real Tiffany lamp, but still beautiful, still valuable. This is a great little swap meet. I think they do it like 4 times a year. For I'm not even sure this was a swap meet. This might have been a warehouse, like maybe a Habitat for Humanity warehouse. I might be misremembering because there is a local swap meet that does the construction grade materials, but I don't think I had gone to that one this week. So this might be a different warehouse that I'm wandering around in. This adorable little pocket fountain, antique pocket fountain. It is transfer wear, right? So only really worth $40 to $50, but still a lot of fun. A fun decorative piece. There it is on its sides. You can see it a little bit better. Decorative piece for a more vintage or antique styled home. Very quaint. I don't know why the gimbal on my phone got stuck sideways here. It just sort of happened that way. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I think I'm about to wrap up for this video anyway. Oh yeah, the little tapestry stool. Again, not very valuable, not very old. So I hope this was fun and helpful, and we'll get back to you next time with more treasure hunting.